everyone. Hopefully you can hear us.
You might need to talk louder. Deb's worried there's a boat there and she's worried that the man can hear us and that we're weirdos.
We're encroaching on his privacy.
Yeah, well, we are weirdos, but hey ho.
Yeah, so we left. Where did we leave? Was it
last week? We'd just had our wonderful Sunday roast.
That's right, and we left there and went and turned left onto the River Lark.
Yeah, didn't even know the river existed.
What a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's the river itself I think is 31 miles long, and it actually starts in the chalk beds just south of Bury St Edmunds. There's only 10 miles of it navigable now.
Yeah.
And it's fed by the tributaries. I've written them down because I wouldn't remember them. The River Linnet, Culford Stream, Cavenham Stream, Tuddenham Stream and the River Kennet. Nothing to do with the Kennet in Avon, because obviously that would be a very long way to pump water into that river. So as I said, the only bit navigable is from the junction at the River Great Ouse down to Jude's Ferry. Yes.
Jude's Ferry, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a ferry, but it's called Jude's Ferry.
Roman times 3.
Yes, so it was used in Roman times, obviously to bring Romans in to Britain, to Romanise us. Oh, I give up.
Oh dear.
Roman times, take 4. Used in Roman times, obviously for those bringing Romans in. Oh dear, no. Roman times, take 5. During Roman times, it was then improved again in 1638. This was when all the improvements for the drainage of the fens was going on. In 1846 there was a new dock built at the railway station in Bury St Edmunds. Oh yeah, I kept getting it wrong, so Deb jumped in. And goods were transferable obviously all the way from the sea down the River Great Ouse up the Lark to Bury St Edmunds. But it was disbanded, disused, left in 1888.
Yeah. Shame,
up until
really.
the 1960s, when the Cam Conservancy Board and the Anglian Drainage Authorities, have probably got that bit wrong, but one of those or two of those or even more took it over.
Yes, so on the Lark there are only 3 real official moorings, Gober and DA. As you come into the Lark...
Did you say DA or EA? DA is a haircut.
EA.
EA, you did say EA.
I did say EA.
I won't interrupt anymore.
And as you come into the Lark, literally, I don't know what,
300-400 yards?
Yeah. On your right are the Gober,
yeah,
and on your left are the EA. Lovely moorings.
The Gober is the largest of the moorings.
Yeah. But they are lovely moorings. And then just further down is Prick Willow, and they're not too bad either.
Yeah, you've
Prick
got
Willow.
them either side of the...
Did that have water?
Yeah, one of them had the water. I think you'll see in the footage whether I've played the footage or whether the footage is coming. The larger of the 2 has a water point.
Yeah.
And that would be the one that you moor up on if you was to go to the museum. Because I never plan anything, we do everything spur of the moment. Like many of the museums we went to, Ellesmere was the last one. It was shut. It opens between April and between Easter and September. Saturdays, Sundays and Mondays. Yeah, so we will pass the Lark on the way back, so I shall make sure I do a weekend detour. This is going to be in probably 4 or 5 weeks time.
Yeah.
Because the engine museum there gives you the whole history of the drainage of the fens, right through the stages of all the pumps being driven by wind, through to steam, through to diesel. And they've got some very old vintage engines there, so Deb's going to find that absolutely riveting. Yeah, so where are we going, Deborah?
Towards Ireland on the River Lark. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Can't see much in the way of view either side, can you, because of the bank? But
it's a bit windy today, so I don't know. I've got me my little furry thing on my umbrella microphone, so hopefully that will combat the wind noise. If not, I will overdub. Lovely old boat, I bet that would clean up nicely. There's engine room in there, so it'd be nice to know what's in there. And nice EA visitor moorings at Prickwillow. You can tell by the dog's expressions I'm eating carrot cake. Right, we're now going to go through Island Lock. We're moored up on the lock landing there. The bottom V gates are open as we approach the lock, and the guillotine are closed. Now, I've looked for signage as to say in what state you leave the lock. When we was on the River Nene, similar type locks, guillotine locks, you always left the guillotine up when you exited the lock. Now whether with this, whichever end you go out of, you just leave that end set in that state, I don't know, but I'm going to have another look to see if there's any more signage, because I don't want to leave it set how it shouldn't be left. Yeah, it doesn't really say anywhere. Right, we're in. Come on, pointy finger. Oh, it's been a while. There we go. Yeah, Deb's now reading the instructions for the lock. So we've closed the V gates behind us, all automatic, and Deb's now going to do the guillotine. And there's only probably about a 3 foot, no, not even that, 2 foot change in level. Why are you looking worried, Deb?
Because we've just come through that lock. I can't do the little finger thingy.
Pointy finger.
And we're carrying on down the Lark to the end.
Yeah, end of the navigation is about 45 minutes to an hour.
And we're not sure
and
if we can turn.
The people we've spoke to, they think you can turn a 60-foot boat at the pub.
They've turned there.
Yeah.
And they're 60 foot.
Yeah, they said it's a bit tight. You have to get your nose in to the bank and squeeze it round. So,
but Mark's a genius when it comes to doing things like that.
Depends on how overgrown the little cutout in the bank is. I don't know. We shall find out when we get there. But there's a pub down there with moorings, because once we passed those moorings that I showed you earlier, the Gober and the EA moorings, there's no other visitor moorings down here.
We thought there was, but there isn't.
No, but there are moorings at the pub, so that means buying a couple of pints.
Damn.
Yeah, to moor for the night. So we'll see when we get down there. Yeah. Well, it's narrow and it's windy, so if there is nowhere to turn, it is going to be fun and games, reversing. Yeah, reversing for about a mile and a half, 2 miles.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Sure. Yeah. Watch this space.
we're now coming up to the last bend and then the navigation ends, so right, might be able to get the nose in there. Moorings look like they've seen better days.
But people sit on them, so
Yeah, the rickety moorings our gunnels are going to go under. You can see better over there. So that edge is actually going to be rubbing against the side of a boat. Well, we've turned. Trouble is, there is nowhere to moor now other than probably about a 3-hour cruise back from the way we came, so not sure what the time is, about 6 o'clock. Oh well.
yeah. So as you can see from that footage, turning round was okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually film the turning round. Since we'd actually done this a few days ago, and I'm going to name drop here, on one of the Facebook groups there was a question asked about, can you turn a boat,
60-foot boat.
a 60-foot boat at Jude's Ferry? So I smugly said yes you can. Loads of other people commented. There was one who does a blog, Gypsy Scholar. Yeah, Gypsy Scholar. He does a blog which is a written record of his travels, and it actually said the correct way to wind there. I put my nose into that channel and then fought to get the back end round, but apparently what you need to do is go past the channel, reverse your stern into the channel, and then the actual flow of the current will bring your bow round, which makes sense now. That was why I was struggling to get round.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also pictured, I don't know whether it was his own boat or there was a couple of pictures of boats moored up
there
against that rickety jetty.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure you've got some big fenders to just keep you off. So don't take any notice of
what
me.
we say.
If you want to go down there and moor, you can moor up. I think
It's your choice,
I think
really.
the idea is you patronise the pub. So if you're going to moor up, it's going to cost you at least a pint and a double gin and tonic if it was Deb.
Right, the following morning from our go down to the pub at the end of the River Lark, turned round, came back towards the lock, and there's a marina here, I can't remember the name of it, but we rung them and they had a
Riverside mooring.
Riverside mooring.
that was lovely.
Yeah, so we got here for the night.
Yeah, bless her.
Yeah, now going to
Really
continue
appreciative.
our journey.
Yes.
So that was our nice little mooring for the night. And the lock is in the same condition we left it yesterday with the guillotine up. So straight into it, and I might do the lock today, we shall see. So we've had our 2 nights, got the fighter jets overhead. Had 2 nights at the Gober Moorings here at the entrance to the River Lark. We're now going to cruise on to Ely. What's today? Today's Thursday. They're 48-hour moorings there, so we should get Thursday night and Friday night and then leave sort of midday Saturday. There's a water point there, so we can fill up with water. Washing machines on at the moment. So we'll be well low on water by the time we get there. Blast to the horn just in case anything's coming.
I've heard a lot of people giving sort of fairly accurate descriptions of the speed at which they're cruising, and as you all know, on the boats you don't have a speedometer, you have a rev counter and an hour run meter, but you can buy a GPS, you can download a GPS app for your phone or your tablet or whatever device you have. So I decided, downloaded one of those apps to use on the phone, just went to, I think it was the first or second one on the App Store, just to see what sort of speeds we was getting at given revs. We always had a rough idea, but never really knew. So the first thing was, we was cruising along at a comfortable speed. It was round about the 1400 rev mark. Didn't have a clue how fast we were going. It was actually going slower than I thought we were at 1400 revs. So at 1400 revs, as you can see from the footage here, we're travelling approximately 4 miles an hour. Yeah, I don't know how accurate these are, but that was the speed. We then dropped the engine down to tick over. Now I did have some footage of my rev counter at tick over, and we tick over at 950 RPM, and we was doing 2 miles an hour. Yeah, and a lot of the time on the canals that is all we do, just tick over. So that was quite interesting to see that in action. I was actually waiting for somebody to say, you know, shout out 4 mile an hour, and so I would actually sped up then, yeah, because I was only doing 2 mile an hour, but it didn't happen, but never mind.
Yeah, so at 1400 RPM we're doing 4 miles an hour, and it's that happy medium between just going quick enough and the engine noise not being too loud to spoil your enjoyment. We're in tick over now, and as you just saw in tick over, it was down to 2 miles an hour. Now when we was on the canals, that was, you spent most of your time in tick over, because you'd always be going past moored boats, and then there would be a gap of I don't know, maybe 400 feet, and then there'd be another moored boat, so it's hardly worth increasing those revs only to drop them back off. Again, and I've covered it in my videos, we've been going along at 2 mile an hour, smug as anything. I'm doing the right thing in tick over, and somebody still jumped out of their boat. Slow down! You know, my next speed is reverse. It doesn't go any slower than that, but hey ho. Yeah, so handy little bit of kit, and again, I don't know how accurate they are. If any of you know of any better apps than that particular one, put it in the description below and I'll have a look at them.
Yeah, so all in all, the Lark was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
and
so
advise anybody, take a trip down there, because if it's not used, it will just fade away.
Yeah.
So use it.
It's all. I think we've nearly been guilty of this. You're cruising along a main route, and there's this little arm off of it, and it goes nowhere. So it's a case you're going to go down there, get to the bottom, turn around and go back.
Yeah.
You think, is it worth it? And I think the Welford arm was one of those on the Grand Union.
Yeah.
That we nearly didn't do, and we're so glad we done it.
Yeah.
Beautiful little moorings at the bottom. This was the same. Now I'm give you a clue to where we could be going in the future, but there's loads of other places we can go. Yeah, so I think let's give that away. Yeah. And that is me tea's cold. I've been waffling on for that long. That is about it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, so as normal, just a massive thank you to everybody who takes the time to watch our videos.
Yes, thank you.
All the support we get over on PayPal and Patreon.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of messages about that. I've covered it, so I don't want to keep beating on about it. The links are in the description below. You can go check that out. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this little video,
Press the like button.
if you haven't already subscribed,
Press the subscribe button.
if you want future notifications of any other videos we upload,
The bell icon.
and as Lynn reminded me last week, comments. Keep your comments coming.
Yeah, love your comments.
And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.